Debbie with Kip's Corner. Welcome back, and if you're new, welcome. Thanks for joining me. This is the second video I've recorded sort of back to back because I'm actually working on two journals simultaneously. They're both journals from Kits from Tracy's. One of them that I think that video posted before this one is the Tatty Flutterbys, and it is going to be also a part of my Butterfly Project series. And so that's a journal with the puzzle piece on the front. And then this one, man, I saw this kit and I couldn't not do something with it. I fell in love. So let me tell you what I'm doing. So first of all, the kit is, you can see I've cut some pieces apart. The kit is Once Upon a Fairy Tale, and so I'm going to call this journal Once Upon a Time. And what I've got here, let's see, let me get things out of my way. Pieces that I've cut out to get to other pieces that I'll show you in a minute. But this is a kit full of tags. I mean, there's journaling cards, let me get in frame, and cutouts, in smaller pieces. And then these gorgeous envelopes that are the castles and the, what do you call that? The fairy houses. And there's a beautiful paper, but they're just gorgeous. The imagery in this whole kit is just absolutely, look at that, beautiful. And so I've got all of the envelopes here. I went ahead and printed all of them out because I don't know which ones I'm going to want to use. And I'll struggle on some of these to figure out which one goes with which. There's more tags. And then those are just some other papers. Which one goes with which fairy tale, like which castle goes with which fairy tale. I'll have to try to figure that out. But anyway, so what I did is I've used just some different papers, but I went in and pulled the tags, and I don't have them, you can see I don't have I've got them trimmed out except for the corners. And I'm not going to do that because I don't know exactly yet what I'm going to do. But here's the idea. I've pulled the tags that I want to use, and there are 9 here. And the idea is that I'm going to create we'll call it a collage, I guess, for each one of these on a page. Then from there, I'll put the whole journal together. And I want, I'm struggling because I don't know how to explain what I'm going to do. I want to take the tag and incorporate it into, the page somehow using the colors and the mood, maybe is a way to say that. But ultimately, I don't want to just create a bunch of collages that sort of look like, the journal is themed. I want each one of these to be individually, completely unique and done a different way. And that's going to be a challenge for me. So that's my challenge for the new year and I'm going to take my time with this one. I'll get the Flutterby journal done probably in advance of this one, because what I want to do is work on a page, think through it, think about what, cool things I can do to it, being careful, of course, a little bit with dimension, but then walk away and then come back a few days later and do another one. And that way, I think it'll help me prevent them from looking too similar. Then the cover itself is going to be, and I have not made it yet, but I'm going to create, these are hardboards. This is also in that 6x9 size. And so again, I just printed papers full bleed and folded them in half. I inked, rounded the corners, all that fun stuff. I did both of those kits together. But this is going to be a very, a grungy mixed media cover. And it's going to have a soft spine. So when you're doing soft spines, you sew this in, and you sew the signatures onto your fabric, and then you put the tops on. So I've got time. I know I have an idea of what I want to do with this cover, but I haven't started it yet. I just have the pieces there ready to go. So let me show you the ones that I've picked out. So the first one is the dragon. And I love this is very masculine. And so what I create, I want it to be, you know, really masculine. That's the paper. And then on these are just, you know, there's just some random papers that I've found in my stash. This is, I don't know who that is, if that's Cinderella. Anyway, I just love the blues. There's little tiny flecks of blue in here, pulling in her dress and the greenery around it. So I'm going to do something with that one. And this, oh, Little Red Riding Hood. I know that one. This paper has this hint of red up here, so it really works well here. And these won't be directly on here. It would, for example, let's see if I can find something. Here's a piece of wallpaper that has that red in it. So for example, this might be, you know, on there like that. I don't know if I like that, but the idea is that the tag and that side of that page is going to be incorporated in. And some of them I may flip over. You know, some of them I may like better on the back side. Like this has more blue on it and has that yellow that really ties. So I might like this better back here instead of in the front, but it'll be in the journal somewhere. Little Red Riding Hood, Beauty and the Beast. And this, of course, has the roses on it. So that works with Beauty and the Beast. And I liked the colors and the dark Dorothy, Wizard of Oz, very blue, ties in with her dress. But you notice even these images are, you know, they're beautiful, the illustrations, they're gorgeous. And the background papers I've chose, most of are kind of grungy. So the overall feel for this is going to be in that really grungy world. Here's another one where I might like it better on the back. We'll just have to see. I really liked this pattern with the pattern on his armor and the greens. But, you know, I may try to figure out a way to cover up that word, for example, or maybe, you know, maybe he is back here too. I don't know. Then Pinocchio, I have on this very grungy, and then that, you know, and I was playing with this. This is handmade paper with coffee, and, you know, there might be something going on there. So hopefully you can begin to get the idea. And then Snow White and her apple. I loved the florals here, the coloring, and I just think that works really, really well. So basically what I did is I just went into a bunch of different digital papers, and I'm incorporating my own into then Tracy's kit. So yeah, and then from there, I will put together, you know, like I said, I think there's 9 of these. So I don't think I'm going to have 9 signatures. That would be a lot. I might. But then from there, I'll have papers that, you know, that are part of the signature that kind of go with what's going on. Now, here's one where, you know, I may change my mind and decide I need a lighter background, and I flip this around and fold it this way instead. Although I really like this background. But both the inside and the outside, I tried to make them work together. Some of them are just plain papers. Some of them have a little bit more going on. Most all of them, I think you could write on. And so I may flip, you know, some of them around and put this on the inside. So that's where my head is. That's what I'm thinking. And then that. So yeah, so that is this journal. I'm not going to actually craft anything today, but I just wanted to tell you about it and tell you about the fact that I am starting 2 journals at the same time, plus some other stuff. But that's okay. That's fun, I think. And I also wanted to tell you that today, December 28th, I should say. I don't know if this will post on the 28th or the 29th or even the 30th, but December 28th is my 5-year anniversary on YouTube. So yay. I cannot thank you all enough for joining me and coming along for the ride, and I'm not stopping. I'm going to keep going and hopefully keep producing and creating things that are of interest to you and inspire you to do some of the same things yourself. That's kind of why I started the channel in the first place. December 28th is a significant date for me. It was my husband's birthday. And so I posted my very first video on December 28th, 5 years ago, because I knew I could kind of hear him telling me, cheering me on. He was my biggest cheerleader, and I could still hear him. I could still hear him say, yeah, do it. And so I was encouraged by what he would have said to me. And so I thought it was fitting to start that video, or start the channel, my channel, I should say, on his birthday. So in honor of my husband, 5 years ago, my husband has been gone 11 years. And so it took me 6 years of living in a little bit of a fog for a very large portion of that time. I'd say the first 3 years easily. To then the next 3 years of really just working on my skills and working on learning as much as I could about mixed media and mediums and paper. I used to buy printing, so I knew about paper, but but just learning, how to do things. And it wasn't until I had built that confidence that I could hear him telling me to do it. So I was encouraged by a ghost to start my channel on his birthday 5 years ago. So anyway, I won't babble on anymore, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming along on the ride with me. And if you're watching this and you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. It means the world to any YouTuber. Subscribers are the bomb. So we really appreciate when you do that. And you get notifications if you turn them on when we post new videos. Doesn't mean you have to watch them, but at least you're notified of them. So thank you again, and more to come on Once Upon a Time is what I'm going to call it. The kit is called Once Upon a Fairy Tale. And then, as you saw in the video, I think before this, is the Flutterby journal that I'm also going to be working on. So lots more to come in the new year. Thank you. And I'll be back. Bye-bye.